in a room full of people unaware. Clockwork conversations of an inspired pair. The show's about to start, so take a seat. Believe me now, I'll be okay. Counterfeit ideas of what's allowed. Pictures in my head, no need to read aloud to me. Loneliness is my friend.
I wish I knew how to play an instrument, a guitar or piano, either or.
Yeah, well, just get a piano. You can learn.
I don't have a piano. I have a, like, what do you
Keyboard?
call it? A keyboard. Yeah, my son goes to piano, so I didn't want to invest crazy and buy him a Steinway. So, so his aunt bought a gift, which she saved me. You know, I'm glad she did. And because we weren't sure how long he's going to go to piano, if he's going to love it or not. And thus far, he likes it, but the enthusiasm is gone, rather than, you know, what it was from the beginning. But he plays. He's playing for Elias. You know.
And this is the time you should. I mean, if he's in the beginning, you should get his books, because he's got that little chart you put on the back of the piano which shows you which keys what.
Bro, when I'm home, I don't want to do anything but sleep.
If you stop playing the piano, guarantee you will not. You will sit there and you'll stop playing.
When I was a kid, one of my dreams was I wanted to be rich enough to have a private pianist be in my bedroom and put me to sleep. It'll let him like have her play something, something I love, and I love jazz, like Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and the modern version, Michael Bublé.
Yeah, well,
those are my tunes.
I this weekend I went to the Greek Theater,
Nice.
and I saw David Foster and Chris Bodie. Chris Bodie is a really incredible trumpet player, and you know who David Foster is. He's got so many Grammys.
Yeah.
He's written songs for everybody. And Catherine McPhee, who was his wife, she was American Idol winner at one time, so they got married. And I got to go backstage,
Nice.
and I got to talk to David Foster, and I got to talk to Chris Bodie, because
Why don't you bring him to the podcast?
I was lucky I can get have one little conversation,
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, he'd be
Yeah,
here.
I
I
know.
mean, they give you a very little bit of time. Like, I didn't
Little
know,
segment.
I didn't realize he wrote songs for Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I made a comment. I said, I didn't know you wrote After the Love Is Gone.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I didn't write the whole thing. I said, well, because when I was taking piano lessons from my teacher, I wanted to play this song. And I said, can I play this song? And he looked at it, and he said to me, my piano teacher said to me, Lee, he said, this isn't a song for piano. And David Foster said, and he was right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play After the Love Is Gone.
So you know Pink Floyd, of course, right?
Oh, I love Pink Floyd.
So I went to this. Have you seen that candlelight concerts by this company? They put it like candlelight concerts all over the city, all over the country,
Okay.
not only in LA. And it was a quartet, and they played Pink Floyd on violin. Can you imagine?
Must have sounded incredible.
It was great. It was very look. This is how it looks. It's a candlelight concert, and they play not only like classical music, but they're going into contemporary, modern, and of course the Beethovens and the Bachs and the Mozarts and so on and so
Are
forth.
you a Pink Floyd fan?
Somewhat, the hits, but
So David Gilmour, I think, is going to tour again. I saw him last time he toured. Incredible. He's one of the halves of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Roger Waters went his way, David Gilmour went his way, but they're going to play. He plays a lot of the hits, and it's incredible. Which reminds me of a really important man in heavy metal passed
Ozzy
away
Osbourne,
today,
right?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
And I was basically listening to the Village People on my way over here because that was his favorite band.
Was he considered like a legend in the industry? Is he like the Frank Sinatra of jazz?
No,
Something bigger?
Black Sabbath was the heavy metal band of the late 60s, early 70s. They influenced so many people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is he like one of the founding fathers of heavy metal? Is he considered that?
Yes. Black Sabbath is.
Black Sabbath. I know, but he was
he was part of that.
Black
Yeah,
Sabbath.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So like when you say Sinatra had his own
well,
style.
yeah, well, Black Sabbath is a a group, and Sinatra. Well, not only Sinatra, the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack.
Yeah.
They were a group too, right? So I mean, it's pretty comparable. Like they were during the 50s and the 60s. They were like the it's for jazz.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, Black Sabbath for heavy metal, or Metallica. Well, Metallica is a group, right?
Metallica it sped it up. Like Black Sabbath was like heavy metal, and Metallica is like a newer version, but with speed, like really fast.
What was the name of those the band that colored their faces? I forget.
Kiss.
Kiss, yeah, Kiss. Also, Kiss was big as well, right?
Yeah, I listened to them. Detroit Rock City.
Who's your favorite from between the three of them? Sabbath, Kiss, and Metallica.
Well, I wouldn't even put Metallica in there.
Really?
No, I like, if we're talking 70s, I'm going to say Aerosmith.
Oh, I love Aerosmith. My first dance was Aerosmith.
Was it?
Yeah.
Toys in the Attic.
Yeah.
Incredible
that
album.
was my first dance. What was that song name? I forgot. Slow song. I can't believe I forgot the name of that song.
Oh, Dream On.
No, not Dream On. Was it Dream On?
Every time I look in the mirror,
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah.
lines in my face
Oh, no,
getting
there you
clearer.
go. I don't want to miss a thing.
That
don't-
was the 80s.
Yeah, I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah. Until I kind of researched him, I didn't know this guy's like a rock star.
From Boston, man.
Yeah, I thought he's like more of a different kind of a musician rather than a rock star. You're putting it on?
So the thing is that I'm waiting for the documentary on them because I just watched the documentary on Billy Joel. Part 1 was 2.5 hours and went into the early 80s, from his beginnings to the earliest. Incredible, because he's putting it together.
Yeah.
Incredible. I didn't know his wife was his manager, during The Stranger and on up, who she used, because he was being taken advantage of.
Yeah. There you go.
That is,
So it goes.
if you get a chance to watch that, you got to watch it.
You know what I just watched? I don't know if you've seen it. The Apprentice, the movie about Trump.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. I think it's a badass movie. It's about him, his struggle, his beginning, and then his ruthlessness, and who he learned it from. The infamous Roy Cohen.
Oh, Cohen, yeah.
Roy Cohen, yeah. Then that guy plays so well. He plays the role of Roy Cohen so well, man. He's like badass. Incredible movie. It's like kind of a biography movie.
Yeah, well, he was Roy Cohen.
About Trump.
Oh, okay, because he was a big homosexual who didn't give them an inch. He didn't give his people an inch.
Yeah. But he some shit up, man.
Yeah.
He was like, what's his name? The FBI director. Who's
Hoover.
also gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
J. Edgar.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
Played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Now Jeffrey Epstein. Can you see the correlation between these types of people?
Yeah, I mean, I think
all of them had like strings to pull.
I'm starting to see a little bit more with this Obama investigation.
Obama investigation.
You haven't heard about Obama?
No.
Tulsi
I
Gabbard?
heard about Schiff.
No, Tulsi Gabbard has documentation supposedly about how Obama was behind pushing the Russian Russia gate.
No way.
Yeah, and they're going to bring this. Supposedly might be bringing him into court.
Obama.
Wow. So
Trump is really going after everybody, huh?
and maybe that's why they brought the Epstein stuff out. I don't know. It's just so crazy, everything that's going on. How do you believe anything? Like I said, earlier, I was listening to the Village People because it is Ozzy Osbourne's favorite album. You ever hear the Village People? You know, YMCA, that band.
I don't know the artists. I know like the songs.
So,
Ozzy's favorite band was the Beatles.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite.
yeah,
bands.
but see, I could just make things up, and people are going to believe it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We don't have the stuff in front of us.
But going back, Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
again. He's in the news. He's dead and he's still around.
Yeah.
So
Is he dead?
yeah, I think so. I think he's dead. Yeah. They want.
I mean,
They
is
want to get rid of a problem.
there are theories out there that they have pictures of them taking this guy off a stretcher, and he had a different nose. He really didn't look like
I
him.
mean, it's just like Adolf Hitler. He fled to Argentina and and he impregnated a bunch of people, and his children are still walking around today. But yeah, Speaker Mike Johnson says he's gonna shut down the House in order for
For them not to vote.
not to vote.
Yeah. Why don't we just release the
They
shit?
They can't. They will never do that.
Release it if you have it. If you don't, give us proof. Just let's move on from this shit. Then you go to Obama. That's Trump's calling him. He wants to call him into court for treason. I mean, this is just. Can we just move on? I don't know. I go to this. I got this Instagram called ice.government Instagram, and it's really cool because every day
That
there's
shows the people they arrest.
and and all of the stuff, like how many crimes they committed, and they were released back in the.
Did you see that Ethiopian guy who got arrested for rape? Now he's in prison 20 years. Recently in Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking about just I don't know why. Why are you gonna close down the House if they're gonna vote on releasing this stuff? I don't believe Trump is in this. I don't believe.
I don't know that.
I said I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You gotta give me some proof.
And then
I mean, because there's stuff coming out now saying Trump was with 13-year-old girls. I mean, they just you want to talk about bullshit? Wall Street Journal.
what happened with Wall Street Journal?
Wall Street Journal posted supposedly a letter from Trump to
Epstein saying,
"Oh, I like young girls too" and stuff like that.
Oh,
and it was fake, and they
okay.
still posted it before they knew it was fake. They didn't check it out.
so remember Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Like he fell off of the planet Earth, right?
Yep.
Now he's back. He's saying, release all the files of Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to hide. Don't you think they're just not going to release anything? That's why he's saying it, because he was part of the, people who fled. Who not fled. He flew to the island with Epstein, and he got canceled because of sleeping with.
Well, there was a couple dudes that came out and said when they were underage, he
Yeah.
kind of forced himself on them. But all those cases have been proven to be false. They went to court. They
About
went.
Kevin Spacey.
Yes, he went to England. It was all proven bullshit.
So if it was all false, why did he fall out of the
Well, it's
picture?
because it's a cancel culture, man. The cancel culture. Now these douchebags who are supporting Stephen Colbert, who doesn't even get 3 million. He's got a little over 2 million viewers a night. They're losing 40 to 50 million on his show.
Yeah.
It cost 100 million to produce that fucking show. So they said, we're done with the late night stuff. It's not working because he's not catering to the majority of the people who watch late night. He's a douchebag who is anti-conservative, who constantly bashes Trump, and it's got so old people are tuning him out.
No, it's not. I don't think that's the only reason. I think people. This is what they do. They scroll up.
No,
and
I
up
know that,
and
but
up.
I still watch Bill Maher. Now in 2020,
I know, but how do you watch Bill Maher? Do you watch Bill Maher on TV?
HBO.
Oh, on
Okay.
TV. Okay.
Now,
you're old, so that's why.
Yeah, well,
But-
no, because Bill Maher I stopped watching him in 2020 because
I used to watch Bill Maher on TV myself.
yeah,
on
but he
HBO.
kept bashing Trump. That's every time I watch it, he's bashing Trump, and I go, you know what? This is getting old. I don't want to fucking see this. I
Yeah.
know you don't like him. I know you're not. So this is the problem with Stephen Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are even like half of what Colbert
Jimmy
is.
Fallon.
They're all way under him, so they're all gonna go. That's why they're all banding together. But they're saying it's because of Trump. It's not because of Trump. It's because your show sucks. You have nothing new to say. Give us something new. You never bash Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. You never bash the other side. And people are fed up. At least Bill Maher is giving us some comedy against the wokeness. And you know, I don't know what to say. Colbert's an asshole. He was getting almost 6 million viewers a night.
This is in 2000s, 2002, 2003 season. I know, but we also have to understand one thing. During this time, people weren't scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube.
Okay. Well,
I think that's one of the main reasons.
No, I
these
think
shows are getting
I think
canceled.
the main reason.
People like you.
No, it's because look at Jay Leno had an older demographic. Okay, these are older people. He didn't. There was no cussing. There was no. He was funny. Jay Leno is an incredible talent. If you ask any comedian, they talk really highly of Jay Leno. He's an incredible talent. He is an alumni of Emerson College, where I went.
Nice.
Okay.
Where your daughter goes.
So my daughter, bringing that up, my daughter had her orientation
Very nice.
last weekend.
Congratulations.
And so they have the orientation in L.A. for the L.A. people going to Boston. They get to go to the one on Sunset Gower. I used to work at Sunset Gower Studios. And now Emerson has a studio, a senior campus right next to it. So we're sitting there, and the first thing is everybody's just sitting there. Okay, I can't eat any of this pastry because I can't eat the gluten, so I'll just have the grapes. And everybody's introducing themselves, adults, introducing themselves to the parents and to the students. And they're like, "Hi, I'm Katie. My pronouns are she, her."
This is during your orientation?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sitting there like growling, like
You're holding yourself not to open up your mouth.
right? And
Were you there with this cabo hat?
No. I kept my cool because my daughter. Yeah. But it just kept, one girl didn't give her pronouns, which I go, okay, thank God. But they're all doing it, adults. And then the guy sitting at my table must have heard me grunting. So he didn't, like he's one of the administrative guys. He just said his name and what he did. And my kid's mother, she goes, I heard you were like making a bunch of noises when I go, because this is ridiculous. I don't want adults talking. And then the kids left, and then the administrators talked to us like we were children. Oh, so when your student comes to Boston, we want to make sure your student. And so I went up to her. I go, why do you call him student? Oh, because we don't want to say children or child because, we want them to realize they're Don't talk to me
offend them.
like a child, and don't talk to my kid like a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I told my daughter, I go, look, this is just because you're at a performing arts college, a media college. This is what you're going to have to deal with. Just they're going to do this stuff. Just ignore it. You know what I mean? Just ignore it.
But aren't all colleges kind of like that? Like super left-wing liberal and, that's during orientations?
No, the Ivy League, they're saying, in performing arts, probably New York University, stuff like Columbia, Harvard, Yale.
They have these crazy majors right now. Remember we were doing those videos on majors? I mean, majors we've never heard of before.
Yeah, it's
people
ridiculous.
Are not studying, in the classical way, like, I don't know, history, English major, I don't know, biology major. Now it's like a major with a sentence, that's the name.
The problem is this is where kids went to go to grow up.
Yeah.
And they're not letting them grow up. They're treating them like children. Don't treat them like children. Let them struggle. Let them do whatever they got to do. I mean, it's like, I remember in one of my acting classes, Kristen Linklater, awesome teacher. She told us, you show up. I don't care if you're sick.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the hospital, show up. Even if you show up in your pajamas with a pillow because you're sick, I want you here. And now it's like different.
So I had a business professor. She was a Fortune 500 CEO. Her name is Dr. Virginia Green. Okay. One day I was late to class, and then I gave her some bullshit excuse, and then in front of the whole class, she just like not embarrassed me. She like humbled me down. She said, "Listen, I'm a Fortune 500 CEO. I run a $1 billion company. I'm a mom. I'm a wife, and I'm your professor. And if I'm on time, you have no reason to be not to be. You know, so you had to be there. You had to get there. There you go. That's wonderful lady.
Good looking woman too.
Yeah, she's badass. Now she teaches at Pepperdine.
I was kind of pissed off when is it Lindsay?
Yeah, Lindsay Snyder.
When I heard her speak, and
she's the heiress.
She's saying she's okay. You could I understand you're leaving. You're not actually leaving Baldwin Hills, if that's where it is. You're opening up another office to handle the other stores that are going to be opening in Tennessee in that area. I understand that. But to say that you're leaving because you can't raise your kids in California, just is really a kind of a smack in the fucking face to all parents who raise their kids in California. What do you mean you can't raise kids in California?
Listen,
You have kids in California.
I know. I have no problem. If
You're going to have kids in California soon.
If she wants to leave, that's her business. But there's a reason why she's leaving. She's not. I don't think that's the sole reason. I mean,
don't say that.
She's a businesswoman. Well, I don't know. Maybe she wants to raise.
You can
her
raise kids in
a,
California.
Conservative, environment like in Texas or parts of Tennessee. But she's moving there.
Doesn't Memphis have the biggest crime rate in this country?
No, I thought it's Chicago or Washington, D.C.
Memphis.
Oh, there you go. Memphis, Detroit, Baltimore.
As a business owner,
Yeah.
and you said we were talking about you have over 100 employees, 101 now since somebody stole your truck, a homeless guy. I think this is a bullshit. This is bullshit because California is starting to move conservative. And all of these companies are leaving, and they're saying, we're not going to pay the taxes, we're not going to do this, costs too much money. We can't change things if that kind of mentality keeps leaving and leaving the scraps for us to build policy. So that's not good for you. If I opened a business, that's not good for me. So why are all these big companies leaving? They're billionaires. They don't need money.
No, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, trust me, they do. Okay, Dev. I mean, not her. She's a private
SpaceX.
She's a private company.
Yeah.
She doesn't, answer to anybody but herself. But if you're a public company like, I don't know, Tesla and SpaceX, they have a board. They have a board to answer. They have shareholders to answer to.
Okay.
And the bigger your company is, the bigger your tax margins are. Okay. The less taxes you pay, the more money you make. If they move their corporate headquarters from California, just the California state income tax is 13.3%. You go to Florida, you go to Texas, there's no income tax. There's no state income tax. Yes, the property tax may be a little bit higher, but it's incomparable. Can you imagine 13.3% on billions and billions of dollars in revenue compared to no state income tax?
We need guys with common sense in this state to continue the movement to bring us back to conservatism, or even the middle between the liberalism
and conservatism. We need common sense.
Yeah, of course, but
that's all we need.
But we got to pull it with conservative. I'm not saying go 100% conservative, but the woke is so in control. You got people like Jamie Lee Curtis going on going into the social media with her son who was transitioned, who still looks like a man, and her daughter, and saying, you can't tell the difference between my two daughters.
From 2018 to 2023, more than 2,000 businesses left California. More than 2,000
I know that, but
businesses.
we got to keep them here.
I understand. Let's keep them there, but the policies have to change. We can't just say, oh, you know what, stay here, don't go anywhere, when nothing is changing. How long can they take it?
Well, we got to figure out why these lunatics are freaking winning elections. Why is Maxine Waters still winning elections?
Listen, she has her own district. Her district is voting for her. We can't answer that question. People are voting for her. That's why she's winning these elections. That means mindsets haven't changed yet. People that vote for the same type of regulations and laws and people, that means they're in the same mindset. Nothing changed. They haven't grown out of it. That means they don't give a shit. It's not affecting them.
It is affecting. They don't understand how it's affecting them. They're ignorant.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
When I say it's not affecting them, that means they don't understand. They don't have the knowledge how this is going to end up at the end. They're just looking at the present and how it's affecting them right now. And if it's not really affecting them, they're working, I don't know, county job or a city job. They don't give a shit. They have their pension. They have their 401k. When they retire, they get 90% of their salary. Most people who work for the county, That's what they want. They want to put in 25, 30 years, retire, get paid 60, 70%, if not more of their salary, have their 401k, and get some social security and, go live life. That's what people are looking for. You're talking about people like me, like yourself, people who are trying to, like Tom, brand new parents who are trying to start businesses or trying to be brand new parents, buy a house, all these things that you think about. This place is going to shit, and you're saying don't leave. People are sick of it. That's why they're leaving. Look. I'm going to bring you an example. City of Los Angeles, year after year, they're increasing minimum wage from, I don't know, $17.50, especially for restaurant work. And speaking of In-N-Out, they're one of the highest.
They don't need that. They're paying the people $23.50.
That's what I'm saying. They're one of the highest payers in the country, But the minimum wage is going to go up to like $30. $30. Can you imagine all the employees they have? How much that's additional cost is going to be?
It doesn't matter.
So they want to offset by going to Texas and Tennessee, and maybe it's just an expansion.
If they raise McDonald's to $30, if they raise Burger King and all these companies to $30 minimum wage, they will be closing their restaurants and they will be leaving because nobody is going to pay $20 for a fucking Happy Meal at McDonald's. It's trash.
I know it's trash, but people will pay for it.
Well, it's stupid.
Because they will have no option. Every single other burger joint, that's how much it's going to be.
Okay, I went to
McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, they're the same price. They're comparably the same right now, right? They're not too different. In-N-Out is also, it's not expensive. It's pretty inexpensive.
$13.
Yeah, and it's one of the best burgers.
Then you got Cane's, another one, $13, $14. But I don't eat that. I go to Barney's Gourmet Burgers in Brentwood, where I pay $22 for a hamburger.
Okay, I get that, but you can afford that. A lot of people can't.
I can't.
So why you go there?
Because I'm not going to put shit in my body. I'm getting too old for that stuff.
I get that, but people look for...
So I'll eat one good meal a day rather than 3 shitty meals. They're still paying more than I am.
People look for convenience.
That's
why we have
that's not the American way.
Well, kind of.
That's the corporation's way.
You know how everybody says Hollywood is, run by Jews, media is run by Jews, or so on and so forth. Let's say if Hollywood or the media was run by I don't know, the South Africans. What were you going to say? What's so different? I mean, these people were smart enough. These people
Embrace
were
it.
Exactly, and that's where I'm going at. If I wish the day the Armenians run Hollywood, I wish the day the Armenians run media or the Armenians run some sort of a conglomerate and large, entertainment industry. Why not? If these people can do it, embrace it. They're watching out for themselves. And if you're telling me a group of people, and I'm not saying white, or let's say I'm talking about, I don't know, the Germans. Let's say it was the Germans or the Irish or the Italians. What do you think they were going to do? They're going to watch out for their own. They're going to watch out for their own people. They're going to push their own agenda. Okay? That's what people do. That's how it happens, And,
the thing is,
I'm not saying be totally, un-American. That's not what I'm saying. You should be also very pro-American.
why they don't embrace it? That they created an industry as incredible as the film industry.
That's what I want to understand. What's
I
wrong
don't
with
understand why they don't embrace it. I have no idea why they don't embrace it. That's an incredible industry, and that's something like, wow, you guys created something. I mean, and a lot of them.
I want to ask this question to the person who does not embrace that.
Go ahead.
If his or her family ran Hollywood, would they embrace it, or they would still, oh my God, it's these people running, this industry? Would they say it that way, or they say, oh no, actually it's fantastic, it's great, they're doing great things? This is my beef with the people that constantly say that. There are certain races that run certain industries. There are a lot of, Iranians or Persians here in LA who have big medical, conglomerates. They run a lot of stuff in the healthcare industry. There are a lot of Armenians who run a lot of stuff in the healthcare industry. There are Latinos who run this state. There are a bunch. This state is run by Latinos. At one moment, you had a Latino lieutenant governor, Cruz Bustamante. You had a Latino Speaker of the House. You had a Latino mayor. You had a, Latino legislature. Nobody talks about that. What's wrong with that? They're the majority. They get their people in, they help their people in to those positions. I mean, and then look at, for instance, any administration. Look at the Kennedys. Kennedy became president. What did he do? He brought his brother to become attorney general. Why didn't people criticize that? What's wrong with that? The guy's a lawyer. He was a great lawyer. He became attorney general. I mean, that's how everything is based on, you know.
Well,
and if you can do it, more props to you, man. Go fucking do it. That's what I say.
yeah,
As long as you do it ethically and you do it in a way.
Italians were the same. They when they came over, they changed their name, like Dean Martino.
Oh, I didn't know
They changed. I don't know why people do that. They think that.
I mean, look at the Irish, right? What did the Irish do? They ran Boston. They ran Saudi, right? At that part of town, but or a major part of Boston was ran by the Irish.
It was run by Raymond Patriarca, who was in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay. Whoever, I don't know who he is.
Well,
But
I showed my son a picture of him because my son's watching The Sopranos now. And I showed him a picture of him. I go, would you think this guy was... Because I tell him that a lot of these new guys, these new gangsters, whatever race they are, they all dress sharp like, hey, I'm a gangster. I got the rings. I got this. I go, but Raymond Patriarca wore a Dickie shirt with his name Raymond on it. If you saw him on the street, you wouldn't even know he was the head of the New England crime.
Italians ran New York.
Yep.
That's okay.
But you didn't know.
That's what it is,
you didn't. These old guys came out. They didn't dress the way the Dapper Don did, and all these guys. You didn't know who they are. There he is.
Yeah.
He died with the prostitute on him, having sex.
That's your wish, right?
Hey, that's better than getting hit by a car.